Winner of this to face either Danny Noppert or Nathan Aspinall, the number 8 and 9 seed meet in our second match of the day. We follow the draw bracket in this Sunday afternoon action. Nice and easy to follow for you.
Yeah, 3 UK Open champions in the first couple of games. Gilding, Aspinall and Noppert. All very recently as well. 2019, 2022 and 2023. That's one thing about Minehead when you play there. Whether it's March or November, it's usually quite chilly. Conditions here are very different. Gilding's on a 1-2-1 and he's going to get a look at it. A little bit later on our schedule as well. I'm really intrigued to see what kind of walk-on we get from Damon Heta.
Yeah, we'll touch upon that in a bit more detail shortly. Let's see if Gilding can find this 1-2-1 first of all. Bullseye is the target. Well, the finishing has been exemplary so far. That is 3 out of 3. And it's a second ton-plus checkout as well for Andrew Gilding, a lifetime ambition by establishing himself at the top table in the first place. Double 10 here for Gilding. It's a bit loose from Gilding.
15.
Gurney here, well, I mean, he won
16.
6 legs on the spin yesterday. This would be a 3rd successive leg if he were to steal this one. Trailed 3-1. And now leads 4-3. And it's that northeast corner of the board that serves him well. Just, well, exacerbated as well by the timing of it as well in terms of this balance in this all-important 10th leg. But Gilding coming back to the surface once again, just when it looks he might be floundering.
167.
Doesn't leave a finish though, which means that Gurney's got 6 from here, and he's going to lay up. He's not going to go for it. The correct player this time.
Yeah, just had a quick look to see where Gilding was, saw he was unable to get the finish and made the percentage play. And Gurney looking at double 16 for a passage into his first Euro Tour quarter-final of 2023. He's made a semi-final on the Pro Tour this year on the Players' Championship circuit. This would be a big feather in his cap if he can find this. He's inside for double 8. And he has to go to double 4 once again. It did him a few favours last time, and it does him a few favours once again. And Daryl Gurney keeps the dream alive here in the Austrian Darts Open.
Maybe we've had more than one event in Austria before. We've got various venues you've been. The Netherlands, you could have 2 if you want. We'll see.
77 scored. Just checking with the referee to see what he's got left, and he does have options here.
89.
I think he was just a little bit worried about maybe accidentally busting his score.
Yeah, that's such a good play. Nathan is elite when it comes to board management. He did some stuff yesterday that just made me sit back in my chair and just clap. He really thinks about his positioning number-wise and eliminating the bust shot completely. Even though he wanted to leave double 16, it was the right thing to do for the match and for the situation. Straight down the neck of the stem will give you 40 points. Just like that.
20 and he can start to score properly. Nathan Aspinall may be made to rue an opportunity to put this game to bed earlier on. But there's the fighting spirit from the Asp.
Sometimes you just need to let it go. In the words of Daryl Gurney, usually quite reserved, but he said to Philip Brzezinski at the end of game 1, when you're feeling the passion, sometimes you just got to let it out. And when Nathan does that, he is very watchable.
Well, no need to go for the ball, but treble 17 would have left double 8.
95.
But it's an excellent response from Nathan Aspinall. Knoppy started this leg with 4 perfect darts. He was under pressure.
Feels like he's been under pressure since
58.
the first leg when Nathan got his first 14-darter of 3. And he's been chasing ever since. Might be the point of no return if Aspinall gets double 16. And that's exactly what he's found. Just a little bit more reserved at the end of that one for another 14-darter. Can he strike to get rid of last year's finalist?
Looks inviting. Brilliant dart, double 10. Match dart missed by Nathan Aspinall. Will he get any more in this game?
Might have to be the bull. To save the match, he needs the epicenter of the dartboard. Not quite. And it will be another big, deep breath for Aspinall, who, if he hits this double 10, he will return tonight to play Daryl Gurney.
Double 10. Double 5. A safe one. And it was no help to him. And it's 4 darts missed for the match now. And Danny Noppert may be favourite to win it, despite the fact he is 10 points behind in the averages.
Double 4. This time for the freeze. Well, well, well. Now it's a psychological battle as well as an execution battle for Nathan. Missed match visits.
70, when, to be honest, he's going there thinking, I'm going to leave tops or 80 or 120. And Danny Noppert's going to get a match dart. This shouldn't have happened.
66. 18 Uruguay on 170.
Familiar territory for Aspinall. We've been here before. Everybody else in the audience wants him to hit it, but he's not going to.
Well, he's missed 4 match darts, Nathan Aspinall. He now has to rely on Danny Noppert missing 4. He's missed 2. He does not miss a third, and Danny Noppert, who trailed for the entire game, was outplayed for almost all of it.
Requires gimmicks is Damon Heta. This is a player who means business. As Dan said, he went very close in Munich recently, 7-6 defeat in the semis.
Oh, has that gone in tops?
That went
Absolutely
in tops.
incredible. Well, I thought it was one of those Johnny Clayton weird deflections. We've seen him go for a 180 and a 174 before, but it's deflected so far up, it's gone in double top.
Yeah, I was expecting the call of...
He's still on a 9.
140, and here we go.
He's still on a 9!
Well, this could be something, dare I say it, unique?
Yes. We've seen a double start 9-darter, but we've never seen somebody go treble, treble, double, then 180. Now 1-6. Oh, imagine. Imagine if he'd hit a 9-darter with an accidental double chucked in there.
Well, I've never seen that before, and if he just completed the job, it would have been an astonishing start to this match. Anyway, Clayton's looking at 62 here, potential, well, 12-darter now maybe. And it is a 12-darter. An eventful opening to this third-round match, and it's... But I think given the success he's had in that relative short time, and that's what I'm saying. You know, he's only been around, what, 9 years or so on the pro circuit.
Well,
but
look,
I think he's finally, he's crammed a lot in, let's face it.
Yeah, and look, Johnny Clayton was winning 1 title a year for a number of years until 2021, where he just exploded and started winning everything. The expectation is that he's just going to carry on playing at that level. It's not always going to work out like that, but he's still maintained his position in the top 10 in the world. He's still a Premier League player. He's still in the hunt for the Premier League title. He topped the Premier League phase last year. Heta wants double 8. Now wants double 4. And he gets it. 3 apiece.
I would venture that we might be...
Last leg decider. Been a great game. I mean, chances have been at a premium to break, but the standard's been brilliant. There's been so few mistakes.
Treble 17. Finds it. Bullseye to take us into a deciding leg. Clayton had an 11-dart epic yesterday.
Oh, that is bold.
Well, I'm not sure. Johnny will relish this opportunity now.
The stats say he's right to do this, but you're playing Johnny Clayton, who's averaging 105, and he's won it on a 161. Johnny Clayton punishes Damon Heta. The Australian went by the probability, and he gave an opportunity to Johnny Clayton.
Fortunate to have been given the 6th visit in 3 consecutive legs.
Yeah, and I mentioned it yesterday with Joey. I spoke to him after his match against Nick Kenny. He's not a player who attaches too much significance to averages. He thought his average yesterday was a lot lower than it actually was. He sometimes says he can't really tell. But, I think he'll be, if he does come through, I think he will be interested to hear what his average was today, despite what he said, because it does give you that platform moving forward for what is, let's face it, a busy day.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to maintain those standards. 167 could go.
He's putting so much pressure on Duijvenbode in this game.
Well, Cullen hit 94 to open up a 3-1 lead with the break of throw. Duijvenbode looking at 94 to level things up.
Another.
Double-double.
Needs it. It's another double-double.
3 of those.
Duijvenbode.
3 of those yesterday in his match against Ryan Meikle.
Been 7. This might be the end of the game.
92.
He's had so much of a poker face in this game, Cullen. He's on a mission today, you can just tell.
Well, will these be the final darts that Duijvenbode throws, or will he keep the dream alive in Austria? It looks as though it is all coming to an end and hitting the buffers for Duijvenbode. Joe Cullen is potentially 2 darts away. 20 for tops. And Joe Cullen wraps up another hugely impressive performance on the European Tour stage. A 103 average yesterday.
Singles and overall World Cup record. It's godlike.
100.
Certainly had enough partners at the World Cup of Darts, Mark Webster. He was the one constant in an ever-changing Welsh team. It does feel a settled team and potentially the team to beat this year as we go to Frankfurt again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Wales are going to be the favourites by a distance, really. And they're going to want it back after losing to Australia in the final last year, that's for sure.
Well, Josh Rock is very, very good at darts, but he's not good enough to take out 169.
Well, Mickey did hit tops in the previous leg. And his 2 legs won in this contest have been with checkouts of 40.
Oh, no.
That's as bad as Joe Cullen shot at tops in the previous game, but he was able to fix it. Mickey may well be looking at a bigger gap, and it is right in the corner from Josh Rock.
So he's just bolt upright, which means he doesn't need to spread the legs to spread his weight. Yeah. Whereas Josh Rock, you'll see it's very different. That lean comes in, he needs to have the back foot out back just to keep him upright.
Yeah, the only lean from Mansell comes from the back foot, and it's minuscule.
13.
I don't care how good Mickey Mansell is, he's not going to take 178 in 3.
Yes, they're darts at double that Josh Rock can afford to miss, but he may not be able to afford to miss any more. Well, certainly not 3 more.
134.
To be within 1 of victory then. Double top this time for Josh. Wild first 2. All is good when you take it with the 3rd one. And Suljovic is going to have to play better than he did yesterday against Peter Wright if he's going to dispose of Michael Smith.
82.
Things have just settled down towards this 95 range average-wise for Rock. It's not been too explosive from him since he won leg 7 to go 5-2 up. I think they're just getting a bit more concise by giving the full name now. It's Mansell Suljovic, not Mickey Mansell.
Yeah, they're definitely not singing Mansell Suljovic, although it could be Mansell Suljovic in the quarterfinals. Maybe that's what they want.
Give the crowd what they want then. Josh is trying to be the party pooper.
59.
Well, Josh Rock has got the security of knowing he's got the darts in the last leg decider, but he did not want to be in a last leg decider. He could be going there anyway. Dragged kicking and screaming into it by Mickey Mansell. That was a little close to busting his score. But that finishes off the leg. 5 apiece. Mickey Mansell.
Some key trebles in there towards the back end of visits.
Chuntering away to himself. Needs a treble to get to a finish of any kind. And he's done it again last start in hand.
Can he get another match dart at double 12? He can't. If Mansell hits this,
48.
considering how he celebrated his first Ali Pali win, he'll jump very high in the air if this goes.
Just a little low. But Josh Rock had a checkout of 60 for the match a few legs ago. He missed tops, he missed 10s. It should be tops he's looking at here.
He's going to go a different route.
Is it the right decision? It is the right decision. Josh Rock holds his throw and books his place in the quarterfinals.
Well, if he does return, Michael Smith will be looking to improve his finishing so far of 1 from 5. I think he'd like to take out tops at the first time of asking if he gets the chance.
94.
Went for the top stops there himself with Suljovic. They are beginning to rack up. 3 more.
Out of 8 on the doubles for the world champion. Mansell is 2 legs clear. The unlikely, the improbable is becoming more likely and more probable.
Game on.
Game on indeed. That was a chance to make his move, just to put his foot on the accelerator in this leg as well. Smith looking to recover and looking to respond.
Right back in the leg.
Looped it over and in.
100.
Highest checkout we've seen in this game is 78 from Mansell, which he did take a couple of goes at.
140.
But he may need to take the 1-1-1 because Michael Smith is poised.
Away, tops for Suljovic for a 5-2 lead. Oh, well, it is all coming together today for Mansell Suljovic. Question marks about the averages yesterday, but this is a much improved and a much better performance from the Austrian.
The top 2 ranked players in the world back to back on a big stage and go through to the final session of a European Tour event. And it'd be for the first time in a couple of years.
He just has this habit of delivering a storyline, and this weekend of all weekends, in this venue of all venues, it may well be that he delivers once again. 1-2-1 for a 6-2 win. Treble 17 for the bullseye. Gets the treble 17. Bullseye finale for Mansell Suljovic. And it's just a single 3. He's been good on the bull at times this weekend as well.
Michael Smith wants the bull himself.
He's closer, but he's not close enough. And Mansell Suljovic, who's already missed a match dart, has a chance to knock out the world #1 and world champion. Where's he going to go? He's going to go to double 16. They chant his name. He gives them what they want. Mansell Suljovic, the mighty Austrian, has beaten the world #2 and now the world #1 in consecutive games.
Factor in that he's reached 10 further finals as well. I mean, that's almost half. Almost half of the European Tour finals that have been played have featured this man on your stage right now.
65. That reminds me of one of my favourite sporting stats, actually. Jack Nicklaus won 18 majors and was second 19 times. Hasn't really worked on the double-double so far in this match for Whitlock. He's missed it twice. Van Gerwen needs 10s. 50. That was just a little messy. That first single in the 20 was very wide.
Very close to the single 5, wasn't it? Van Gerwen hoping to return for double 5. Whitlock looking at double 18, will have other ideas. This would be a break of throw as well for Simon Whitlock.
18. He will wonder how that has not gone in. I'm sitting here wondering how it didn't. Absolutely flummoxing as he goes 4-0 down. And Simon Whitlock right now is starting to feel like Tottenham.
48 to leave, 48. Whitlock requiring 164. You suspect this is perhaps a matter of when rather than if for Michael Van Gerwen, and it could be sooner rather than later because Simon Whitlock is not going to take out 164.
123.
But he will ask the question. Michael Van Gerwen then for a passage into the quarterfinals this evening. 2 clear darts at double 16.
16.
And the champagne is on ice for now.
Stay of execution for the man nicknamed the Wizard. He's hit 1 double from 8 attempts. That's nowhere near what he wants. Things need to change right now. Very good shot from Whitlock. And Michael will be kicking himself that the game isn't over. 5 through to the semi-finals because Austria, Northern Ireland, England, Wales, Netherlands already. Very cosmopolitan look, and we're used to that here on the European Tour these days.
46.
Well, it's another scratchy visit from MVG. Looking at the 170, I wouldn't have put it past him to finish with a flourish if he'd had the opportunity on the bullseye, but just 46 scored. And a big visit here from Whitlock. If he can get down to a tops finish with a ton 40, just a ton, it might have applied some pressure. There is pressure as it stands for MVG, looking at 124. Oh, and he takes out the 124 on the bullseye just when it looks as though he might be losing his way.
I know Josh has played in some very big arenas and in front of a lot of people, but I don't think he's ever experienced anything like Graz against Mansell.
Be a new experience for the young man. Could be a new experience of his first semi-final on the European Tour, but the world #1 and the world #2 haven't managed to top Mansell and the world youth champion.
Ryan requires 68.
Single 8 every day and twice on Sundays, even though he only needs it once.
28.
And he thought that was in for a second. Didn't get the call from Russ that he wanted.
Can he get a dart at tops?
Does he like the angle?
Yeah, you could see there, it kicks over to the right as many of his darts do. It's not the perfect place for that dart to be. Made it a little tricky. But Searle on tops. 10s. 10s was very good to him against Raymond van Barneveld in the early part of the game. And Searle. Cullen was brilliant. Clayton was brilliant today. Those two meet each other tonight in the quarterfinals. But Ryan Searle is right up there with those guys in terms of the standard we're seeing.
Bullseye. Dart wasn't setting his fingers right, and he did very well to make sure he didn't throw that. But it's there anyway. Wow. presence of mind, making sure that he was 100% comfortable. But here's the thing, Searle has been very decent on his doubling. And the last thing Rob needs to do right now...
Right, Russ has called 85. He actually scored 84. He's got... They've changed the score. So Russ, look, he has to hit what Russ says he requires. There we go. He's corrected his score. He's got it right in the end. 80 left, which is the correct amount. So Rob doing the right thing, just querying it. Don't just go up there, throw your first dart. If you know that there's a mistake, that's the way to do it. Okay, 25 and bull.
Make sure the 25 is above the bull.
Oh,
Not there.
No. And that might be that.
He nearly busted, nearly hit the treble 9.
Double top. Ryan Searle worries it, but he hasn't knocked Rob Cross out the tournament just yet. 2 match darts missed. Good job he didn't bust it in the end, because he comes back looking at double 8 and pins it. 180 in this game, and yet his first 9 average is still up over 116. That shows you that there's more to come from Ryan Searle. This is not his top level. It's brilliant, and it's still not near his best.
Oh, how good was that dart? He was so far left that he was blocking the camera. I think he was even past the Gilding mark.
The big fish. Oh, it looks good. Oh, so unfortunate. And it's a great setup shot, but Ryan Searle should get at least 1 more match dart here. He'll get 2. And he does take his chance. He beats Rob Cross. The wait goes on for a Euro Tour title for the world number 5.